Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Three. Today we are going to talk about my strategic business trip in South Carolina and how to write that off. We're going to talk about filing taxes late versus paying taxes late. And we're going to talk about hospitality and your business. Okay, let's get into it. Before I do that, reminder, I'm Christopher Small. I own Big Bird Accounting. We do bookkeeping for law firm owners and we're super good at it. If that is you, and you need help with your books, go to bigbird.accounting.com and let's chat. Okay, so the daily three things that have been happening in my life that I wanted to talk about. Let's start with the South Carolina trip because it is the most recent thing that has happened. Although this is called the daily three, I don't actually do this every day. I kind of like come up with three things to talk about and make a video. These things have been sitting for a while, and I'm gonna be better about doing these more. But nevertheless, here we are. So Brooke and I just came back from a trip to Hilton Head, South Carolina. We went there to do some strategic business planning, and we wrote the trip off because it was for a business purpose. Brooke is a part of the ownership group. She works inside of Big Bird Accounting, and we wanted to go and sort of review the year, plot the next quarter, plot the next 12 months, and we wanted to do it in a place that was distraction free. And that's where we went. So we get to write the thing off. You need an agenda. You need to make sure you're actually doing work. Separate your business and personal expenses just like you do all the other times. But you can definitely write off a trip like that if you are doing it for business purposes. That's one thing we did. That's number one. More to come on that later. And I'll go a little bit more in depth in a specific video on that. Okay. On number two, let's switch it up. Let's get off the tax thing for a minute. I listened to an episode of it's called My First Million, just a podcast that I listen to. The dudes are really interesting and fun, and they're always talking about all kinds of cool business stuff. And they had an episode called, I think they called it the Hospitality Principles, but it was the author of this book called Unreasonable Hospitality. He was the creator, founder of several different restaurants, one that became the best restaurant in the world. And they talked about hospitality and how you can make things better and just taking the time to think through the client experience and make it as good as possible. And I really enjoyed that episode, and I wanted to point that out to you and encourage you to go and listen to it. If you are a law firm owner, if you're a business owner, it is something that allows you to differentiate yourself to such a significant extent that the return on that investment is just unfathomable. Okay, it is indescribable. You want to think about how are you communicating with people? How can you make sure that that's done in a way that is systematic and also doesn't feel systematic in some ways? Okay, you want to be able to create an experience for people that is amazing and change the way that people do experience like what you do. One of the reasons I started Big Bird Accounting was to provide a different type of like bookkeeping experience. I wanted it to be easy for people. I wanted things to be on time. I wanted people to be excited about it and feel like they're getting good value. And this episode talks a lot about that stuff specifically, and it's really cool. The book is also super good. I read the book a long time ago. It's one of the reasons I sort of was dialed into the episode, but it's really good. Okay, so that's number two. And number three of the daily free. The daily three is free. We are talking about filing taxes late versus paying taxes late. Okay, October 15th was the tax filing deadline for 2024 if you extended, which I hope you did. And as that deadline approached, I wanted to talk about the difference in the importance of paying late versus filing late. If you pay late, the penalty is 0.5% of the taxes that you owed. If you file late, the penalty is 5% of the taxes that you owe. It's 100x more of a penalty to file late than to pay late. So just because you can't pay should not stop you from filing your taxes. You can work around a payment plan and you can do stuff over time to help pay those things down. But do everything you can to try to file on time or as quickly as possible. Once you file, those penalties will stop. The 5% penalties will stop and it will convert to 0.5% penalties. So make sure you file. I know I talk to people all the time who haven't filed for years and they feel like it's just this ball, this boulder rolling down this hill, this snowball. It keeps getting bigger and bigger. It's only getting bigger and bigger because you're not filing. So take the time to file. that's it. That's it for today. Hopefully this was helpful or fun. If it was and you want more of these, hit the subscribe button. I'm going to be making more of these in the future, more frequently. So hit that subscribe button. And if you need help with bookkeeping and your law firm owner, bigbirdyaccounting.com. Otherwise, that's it for today. See ya.